Hey guys, in this video I'll be making a Sonic Riders Tails custom figure. For the base of the figure, I'll be using a flying Tails figure as he's the only one available right now. More specifically, I'll be using the remains of my Sonic Adventure 1 Tails figure, as I put a modern head on a classic body, which left me with a figure that has a classic head on a modern body. Moving into Blender, I started by getting the Sonic Riders Tails model and preparing it for 3D printing. Obviously, I heightened the poly count and made it a lot more smoother and properly scaled to the Jakks specific figures. I scaled the board to the Jakks Sonic model's extreme gear. This means it's in scale whenever I do eventually make that figure. Now that I printed all the pieces, it's time to fit them together. There was a bit of an issue with the hands, as they looked a little bit too big for Tails, as you can see here. So I reprinted them to be a bit more in scale and look proper. Now with all the other parts on, he's looking pretty good, but obviously missing a lot of paint. Also, as you can see, the hair broke off, as it was 3D printed but a bit too thin, so I'm going to use the classic Tails hair pieces instead. I'm just going to cut them off and glue them onto the actual figure. The rubbery plastic makes it a lot more stable and a lot more durable. When painting this, it was quite interesting as I had to match the paint color to the actual figure, as the torso is going to be unpainted. So I used a mix of orange and yellow to get a slightly orange tinted yellow. It was crucial to match the main torso color because it would look really weird if it wasn't. I'm just giving the shoes and gloves a quick coat of white to make them appear more like the game, as I printed them in grey because I don't have any white filament as of now. You might notice here that I marked out where I should paint the red using a lead pencil. This just makes it so I don't paint over the white parts and have to go over it with multiple coats of white, because painting over anything with white takes a lot of coats. One thing I like about the Sonic Riders design for Tails is his gloves, as they have these silver wristbands going over the gloves. While normal Tails does have a black line on his gloves, these are a lot nicer, and they're also on the shoes. When it came to painting the eyes, thankfully I didn't have to worry too much about overspill, as getting it on the muzzle is fine as the muzzle itself is white. Just like Tails' characterization, his Sonic Riders goggles are wildly inconsistent. Sometimes they have black on them, sometimes they have a light silver, and sometimes they have a dark silver. I prefer the fully light silver design as it's the most appealing to me. Moving on to Tails' extreme gear, I printed it out and I'm going to paint it mainly orange. For anyone who's interested in my future projects, I am working on a Sonic Adventure 1 Gamma. Now, he is taking way longer than I expected, and I don't even think he'll be ready for next week, but hopefully sometime in February or early March. He takes way too long as the joints are very difficult to design and get right. So, he is still in the works, I haven't forgotten about him. For the goggles, I used a light blue and a gloss varnish over them to really give the effect that they're made out of glass. I did the same for the eyes just to make them feel more lifelike. Here comes probably one of my favorite parts, painting the mouth. It really does make or break pretty much every figure. So, here he is, Ryder's Tails. I really like how this figure turned out, especially the extreme gear, as I wasn't too sure how well it could actually go printing out a 3D printed vehicle. Albeit it's an extreme gear board, so it's nothing like a car, but even at that, the only things I printed have been figures, accessories, or bases. So this is a new thing for me. I made sure that it works with an SH Figure Arts stand, so I can make him fly around. Here he is next to the original figure. I do not like the original figure's head, so I do like mine a lot more just because the original was so bad. And here he is next to Jet. I'll admit, the board is quite big, compared to Jet anyway, but it does match other 3D printed extreme gears like the one made by Jakks Sonic models. So with that being said, I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know what else you want me to make. I mainly make Sonic videos with the occasional FNAF ones, but let me know if you want me to make anything else. Thanks for watching.